Ankita. Moving on to our second panel, education today is evolving beyond classrooms and textbooks. Skills, adaptability, digital transformation, experimental learning, and innovation are redefining the future. We now move ahead to our second panel discussion on the future of education, trends, skills, and new approaches. And may I invite our respected panelists and moderate to kindly come up on stage for our second panel. May I invite our respected panelist, Mr. Rohit Sanyal, Business Development and Marketing from JIS Group, Dr. Korobi Goswami, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Business Administration, Nerim Group of Institutions, Mohammad Pinku Chaudhry, Development Specialist and Communication Strategist, Scale Project Manager, Social Mobilization and Capacity Building, Assam Skill Development Mission, Government of Assam. May I invite Loya Agarwala, Counselor and PD Consultant and Managing Partner of UCAN Center. And may I invite Dr. Prabhahan Pujari, Assistant Professor, Travel and Tourism, the Assam Royal Global University. And may I invite our respected moderator, Ankita Kashyap, Chief Admission Consultant, Abroad Studies and Counseling Psychologist, IMS, the Princeton Review. Can we have a round of applause for all our panelists and our moderator? Over to you, Ankita ma'am.
I'll wait. Good afternoon, everyone. Louder. More louder. Still, I don't think our panelist could hear your voice. Neither somebody from the top, from the first row. Loudest from the corners. The boys out there who is gossiping. What is so interesting that you guys are talking about? Tell us also. Do you want a mic? Right hand side, corner boys. Do we want? No. So can I have a good afternoon in the loudest tone? Perfect. So before we officially begin this session, I will ask all the students, because most of the time everyone was involved asking question to the panelist. But this is now for you all. So how many of you think that whatever you are studying or whatever you have studied, you could utilize it somewhere in your exact life? Or you're utilizing it in your life? There is nothing right or wrong. Nobody is going to give you marks out of 100 or grades out of A to Z. How many of you think that whatever you are studying, it is going to help you in your later life? Do you think it will help you? No. I could hear a no. Who were those who were telling no? How many of you think it is yes, and how many of you think it is no? Can you please raise your hands so that your hands could be seen by our panelists? How many yes? Okay. And how many no's? Only one. I could see one. So that was good. At least you have started realizing perfectly that we are aligned to what we are going to discuss today. So before we move on, a very warm good afternoon. You might be feeling very hungry because it's already 1 o'clock and it's a lunchtime. Yes, I could read it. So I'm Ankita Kashyap, the Chief Admission Consultant of IMS, the Princeton Review. IMS is a 40 years old company in the market operating for the management studies, both in the India as well as the abroad vertical. And I'm leading the abroad vertical to a greater extent. Beyond that, I'm also a trained counseling psychologist, and by whom, that I will definitely tell you. We have that as a something in hand. So the future of education and the trends, the new approaches is something, the topic that we have today. Now, honestly, the world the students we are preparing at the movement is not the world our parents used to prepare us. Whatever we have studied 15 years ago, you guys are not studying the same thing anymore. You could earn amount of money, I will say millions of dollars, from content creation, instead making reels in Instagram or videos, and at the same time you can earn anything from social media, learning coding, because which is the need of hour, I will say. And at the same time, you guys have been earning, many of the content creators are earning lakhs of rupees, what me, or my esteemed panelists have been earning as a package in the corporate or the digital world. So now naturally this question that we have is basically, is education evolving faster? Because students nowadays, they don't compete with each other like we used to compete with our friends. They are not competing with the automation. They are not competing with the industry trend. They are competing for their own span of attention also. So, without wasting, let me give you a graphical representation. According to recent economic reports, 54.81% graduates are still not industry ready. And by that, basically, we have to start thinking now that is the curriculum of our schools, our colleges are getting as updated faster as the industry are getting updated. Do you think it is getting updated? No? So today's discussion is not something important, rather it is actually the need of hour. And the best part is that with me, I have the most incredible panelists who represent different domains, starting from academia, counseling, industry, tech tourism, innovation, and at the same time, the skill development domains. So I encourage everyone just not to sit, but to think, to reflect, to challenge the ideas. You are open to challenge whatever ideas the panelists have. If you think they are going away of the line, you are more than happy to raise your hand, and I will very freely walk down and give you the mics. So without further delay, let us begin this session. Excited? Excited? Yes or no? Okay. So let us begin with someone who understands one of the biggest shifts that is happening in the education today. The shift from simply earning an educational degree to rather actually building a career. Because students today are no longer asking, which college should I join? They are rather asking, will this institution prepare me for the real world? Is this institution having internship opportunities? Is it having real-time exposures? Or is this institution ranked in terms of the global QS ranking? So this is something what our students are asking. So to welcome our first panelist who understands this transformation deeply through his work in institutional development, industrial collaboration, and student engagement, please join your hands in welcoming Mr. Rohit Sehgal of JIS Group. So, Rohit, my question is for you. From your perspective, what is the major shift you are noticing among the parents and students when it comes in selecting institutions today?
Good afternoon, everyone. So this is a very interesting question. As you just said, when I passed out of school, what we were at that time, how intelligent we were, in comparison, these kids today who are in maybe class 8, class 9, 12, they might just be able to sell us off also.
Very true.
That's the way how the world is evolving on a constant scale. As like when we were in school, we never thought of earning money. We thought parents were there, they'll take care of the money part. Students right now are doing other activities, they're learning, they're also trying to earn money also, be it creativity in like creating reels or anything. So in such ways, they are always trying to research and learn. So when you're talking about getting into institutes and how to select your institutes, students are already one step ahead, if not more steps ahead. So they are already researching. In our time, what was there? It was like either you're studying engineering, medical, or you're doing a CA. I did my commerce in class 12, so majorly if you passed out of your commerce, you're just going to be a CA. People thought of that perspective. Right now, the number of courses, the opportunities in the sector is like a crazy number of options are there. So in this case, students are always being able to like search on Google. Right now with the way AI is coming up, AI is also helping a lot of students to understand what's going on. They can just type something on ChatGPT or in Gemini or any other AI app. So you get those you can have a discussion with an AI bot Also, apart from that, institutes also adapting in that way in which they are also reaching out to the students and showing what is their USP. For example, right, like in the first panel discussion, one of the discussions which were there, one point which was raised out there was the accreditations. These are very important. Students should know what accreditations are there in a particular institute, and they should know how in the long run those accreditations will help you in the long run also. Rankings and awards are always important. Institutes are working very hard on a daily scale to ensure that their rankings and awards are always up to the mark. So parents are also confident to send their students out there to the institute. So overall, for the students, it's about your career. You all need to choose a career in which you all are going to in the long term enjoy, because end of the day, you do not want to sulk in a workplace from 10 to 7 and just be bored out there and just getting a salary at the end of the month. Something which entertains you, makes you happy, which you earn the money, and once you come back home, you're having a good night's sleep. So that's the important thing. Be job creators, don't be job seekers. That's one very important thing for the students. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That was extremely insightful, Rohit. I think one thing that is very clear is that students are not longer looking for degrees alone. They are looking for something more into it, much deeper, something in terms of direction, something in terms of exposures, and at the same time, employability. But I'll take 1 minute here that why or how should parents decide, and that Bobby ma'am will definitely agree with me, because both of us, we are into the vertical of abroad educations. When student comes down to us and asks us which education or how should I select an institution, be it Harvard or be it Stanford, we always tell them that it's not the rankings, it's not the financial factors, it's not the state where that university is located. It is the curriculum. If you are able to understand that the curriculum is going where the entire future of yours is showing, that means you're on the right track. So that is what I think curriculum is important.
Also, another addition to that is you cannot clap with one hand.
Yeah.
So it's a two-way process. So I can build up my institute to the best of the best capability out there. Students also have to put in their hard work.
True.
They have to constantly keep growing and evolving and adapting also. If they cannot do that, and they have to learn to how to like make every moment count. That's a major thing for them. So they have to always give in their hard work and learn new skill sets. Nowadays, companies
Yes.
which are hiring students are not just coming and hiring you for academic excellence.
Yeah.
Soft skills, communication skills, other skills, leadership skills, those make a very important thing. Those things are taught in colleges nowadays, university colleges, even in India also right now, majorly focusing extracurricular activities in your other activities in the institute. So students are learning these skills from day one in the institutes. Such things are very important because students are also getting the confidence in the institute. They're getting industry ready from day one. In our institutes, especially, we are doing that. For all other institutes also, I can proudly say that they're obviously doing that. Because if the students are not getting placed properly or getting internship properly, no institute will actually survive in the market.
That's very true. Thanks, Rohit. Then, did you got your answers? What Rohit sir told you? That your marks will not alone save you. Rather, your skill sets has to grow. So our next panelist represents a field where change happens almost every day. Any guess? Any guess which is that field that keeps on changing every day? No? It is a field of business and business management education. And honestly, business students are the most stressed out because they have lots of things to do into their platters. So today's business students are preparing themselves for workplace where they are adaptable more than just earning the job titles. Right or wrong? Ma'am, is it right or wrong? Industries are changing, technology is also evolving, consumer behavior is also changing, and as a result, the leadership itself is evolving. So classroom todays cannot completely stick down to produce graduates. They have to produce something beyond that. They have to produce thinkers, they have to produce problem solvers, innovators, and definitely the future leaders. And guiding students through this evolving landscape is someone who have been actively shaping the young minds through the management education. Please welcome Dr. Korobi Goswami, HOD and Assistant Professor of Business Administration, NERIM Groups of Institution. Ma'am, employers today are increasingly valuing analytical thinking, leadership, communication skills, and adaptability along the side of academic knowledge. So from management perspective, how institutions can better prepare students for these rapidly changing professional growth?
Thank you. Thank you for this critical observation. I am Dr. Korobi Goswami, head of the Department of Business Administration, running the BBA and MBA course in Guwahati. So students, first I would like to say a very good afternoon to all the students present here. I know you all are in the very exciting yet very scary threshold of school life, college life, and deciding a career, which course to go for. So of course, we will be talking about that during our discussion, but first I would like to answer the question specifically asked to me. So in today's world, to help our students cope with the fast-changing corporate and entrepreneurial environments, especially in NEDIM group of institutions, we have modified our curriculum. Nowadays, we give importance to competency first rather than theory first. I will focus on 3 major areas which we concentrate. And I will give you live examples that we are doing and which any management educational institute should do to develop as asked analytical ability, critical thinking ability, emotional resilience, and leadership capability of the future leaders of the country, so that they can face the corporate boardrooms with confidence, not as a fresher, but as an experienced person. So the first strategic area that we are concentrating is, we are trying to do away with standalone skill development workshops. We are trying to embed micro simulations in our core BBA and MBA subjects. Like, I will give you an example, students. What we are doing in a finance class, students don't learn only how to prepare a balance sheet or calculate ratios. They go through simulated environment where real-life business problematic cases related to finance are given to them. Suppose like the company is facing liquidity problem. So under those simulated environments, students have to take decisions. Students have to solve the problem for those companies in these simulated classroom environments. So what happens? This helps them to think on their own, be agile in their ideas, develop their analytical ability, develop their adaptive leadership capability. And these skills, I am telling you, students, no textbook can teach you alone. Of course, textbooks are a supplement, but you will not get this knowledge from textbooks. For this, we need role-playing exercises, we need simulated environments. Another live example I can give you, which other institutions can also follow, is case study. Case study we can teach from books, but they are normally 4 years old, 5 years old. But what we are doing as a management institution is, we ask the students to solve one real live case study. They have to meet some business corporate houses or some entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs. They will have to diagnose the problem they are facing. Suppose it may be a supply chain disruption, it may be some digital transformation. So they will have to diagnose the case and they will have to give solutions to the founder. So what happens? In the meantime, when they are solving the problem, their problem-solving skill is developed. They are developing their adaptability. Because I am telling you, problems keep on changing every week in today's entrepreneurial life. So students learn the skill of adaptability. Then, other thing we are doing is communication. We have established communication labs where, in addition to the traditional exams that our students give, what they are doing, our faculty members are assessing them on their ability to pitch, negotiate, and resolve conflicts. Because nowadays, what is important? Your market skill, your employability. And I am telling you, because we have more than 100 recruiters who come to our college for campus recruitment, what increases your adaptability skill, what increases your employability skill is your ability to resolve complex data set and turn complex data set into a compelling story. And in management institutions, including NEDIM group of institutions, we are teaching our students this. We follow structured interventions like mock group discussion classes, personal interview classes, aptitude classes, case studies, role-playing exercises, which prepares our student to get placements easily and also to face the future competitive corporate world. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I especially loved at the point where you mentioned about adaptability. You all are free to clap. There is nothing. Because in today's world, flexibility may actually be one of the biggest assets that you can have. Our next panelist represents a field which is basically from a field where many things are happening. He is training the young minds to a greater extent. But the real question is, are we actually empowering youth with opportunities, with skills and awareness that they need? Because talent exists in every corner of this world. But the right guidance, the right exposure, and the access does not reach to every person in the equal level. There is still discrepancies that we face in terms of accessing the resources that we have. Our next panelist works closely with this reality, bridging the gap between potential opportunities through skill development and youth empowerment initiative. Please join me in welcoming Mr. M.D. Pinku Chaudhary, Development Specialist and Communication Strategist in charge of Skill Project Managers, Social Mobilization, Capacity Building, Assam Skill Development Missions, representing Government of Assam. So, from government and the skill development perspective, since you have been working into that field, what is the one biggest challenge that you face while preparing the youth of today's, especially in regions like Northeast, where still the opportunities and awareness are very limited?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. The moderator has asked a really very relevant question. Definitely, everyone talks about skilling nowadays. When we talk about NEP also, it says that it should emphasize, and even NEP, when it was being implemented and started, it has been said that 50% of the school and college students of the entire country should get the exposure of vocational or skill education by 2025. So the 2025 year has already gone. Now it's 2026 and we are talking about skills and how far it is applicable. So there are challenges what you have asked for. So there are definitely, if you check the challenges also, there are opportunities as well. So I look after the very positive side of skilling. And for me, working in the skilling from last 1 decade or so, it is not exactly introduction of some of the skill-based courses into the curriculum or in any education sector. It is basically exploring the potentialities and aspirations of a candidate. So there are initiatives from Government of Assam as well, from our State Skill Development Department and Assam Skill Development Mission. We have started one program in the year 2023 that started at the name of the program is called Skill Yatra. So you have referred about the potentialities of students. So in that particular Skill Yatra program, we started this counseling, career counseling in government schools and colleges from 9th standard onwards. And one of the most important aspect of that career counseling was of the starting and introduction of the psychometric test. Psychometric test is something which we all should know. The career counselors, the career mentors are very, very passionate about this psychometric counseling. I myself, being a kind of a career counselor, or I on and off talk to students that might be of a school or an university. So I really refer to this psychometric analysis, which is very, very essential. In the last panel only, we have talked about how to go for a career opportunities. Until and unless we don't explore ourselves, until and unless we don't know what are the skill sets that exactly we have, so it's likely to be impossible. That's why there is a gap of skilling as well. So we refer that the skilling scenario has emphasized more on technical vocational education and training, which is called TVET. that has started very long back from the Western countries or in the advanced countries. But we are evolving in skilling sector as well, and skilling from right from hospitality, from tourism, from nursing. Now the skilling has gone up to the level of AI and ML. Then we have many sectors that are still untouched. In case of Northeast, if you say, particularly in Assam also, we have those kind of things still, that this skilling or skill development programs or short-term skillings are for those who are not academically good. This is not the hype. Exactly, this should not be where the skilling should be taken. Skilling should be, it should be parallel with the conventional education system, then only it will work. In the next phase, we will definitely in detail, we will discuss what can be the options. But definitely, though it is there are challenges in northeastern world or in this part of the country, but there are positive aspects also, as Assam is coming with Assam Skill University. Perhaps we had a representation from Assam Skill University today as well, but perhaps he is not here today. But Assam Skill University is being established under our department only, skill employment and entrepreneurship. So there is many more things coming up in this part of the country in skilling. We are looking forward in a very positive note. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was nice knowing the. But before we move on to something else, I guess you guys are getting bored, right? It's a spin drop silence like a class teacher comes to the class. Guys are feeling hungry? Oh, that's very sad. I'm also feeling hungry. I didn't even have my breakfast. But before we move ahead, I just want to ask you all one simple question. How many of you thinks, after hearing to 3 of the panelists, what do you think now, or have you started realizing that there are lots of opportunities apart from the textbooks that you studied? Yes or no? Yes. How many of you think it's yes? Only 2 hands from the back. Okay. So I'll not waste much of your time. I'll not keep you all hanging because all of you are feeling hungry. Now let's move towards one of the most dynamic industry in today's world. What is it? How many of you love traveling? Every one of us. Nice. So that one of the most dynamic industry as per the economic reports and the many other reports in a Financial Times ranking also, it is the tourism and the hospitality sector. An industry that has transformed from simply just visiting places to something creating experiences, stories, social cultures, connections, and definitely a sustainable journey. We now no longer travel only for getting or seeing a places. Rather, we visit something beyond that. Since we have our mobile phones in our hand, social media has changed tourism, honestly, to a greater extent. Right? Right or no? Yes. So today people don't just travel for vacations anymore, like what we used to do when we used to get summer break or winter breaks. Today people travel basically for experiences, for wellness, for adventures, and of course something called content creation also. And preparing students for this rapidly evolving global industry is our next panelist, Dr. Prabhan Pujari, Assistant Professor, Travel and Tourism, Royal Global University. Sir, what is one of the biggest trends that is shaping the tourism industry and the hospitality industry, and how are we or the institutions are preparing the students for this change?
Thank you. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon to all the students over here. Firstly, I would like to ask one question to all of you, all the students over here. How many of you have a proper aim in life? कि मुझे ये करना है. This is the thing I would like to do, because many of the people are nowadays very much confused what to do. Okay, because they don't have that proper idea or confused, or they are not having that basic things, basic guidance. So anyone can raise your hand that you are 100% sure that you will do that work. Anyone in the hall.
We only
It's
have
actually
one.
very good. Those who are raising the hand, 3-4 students, that means they are having that particular target that they will do that particular work as per your hobby. See, when we do some work, we should love our work, okay? It should not be like we are working from 9 to 5, but it should be our hobby. It should be our specialized area, because we are selecting the specialized area. So when we are selecting the specialized area, it should be our hobby. हमें एकदम उसको forcefully नहीं करना है. We have to do like that our own way. Now the thing is that I belong from travel and tourism, okay? Around 2007, that almost it is 20 years ago, 2007, 2009 to 12. That time, the travel and tourism, hospitality, aviation, these courses were not there much at all in Northeast region, and even in Assam also. See, my father belongs from engineering. My mother belongs from arts. When I first told them that I want to do tourism, they are very much surprised and shocked. What you are going to do? Okay, because totally opposite field. At that time, it was like I studied my bachelor degree tourism in outside, my master's in tourism in outside. But from 2007 till 2026, the way the travel and tourism, the hospitality, the aviation is, it's coming as a revolution. It's now like each and every person, they want to travel. Each and every person, they need a vacation, okay, yearly. Some people are there who are very much, they save the money for traveling. Okay, some are for abroad. Some people want to go for domestic tours. Even people who are very much love to explore their own region. We have many people from our state that they have been to US, but they haven't seen Majuli in their own state. Okay, that's our travel and tourism belongs to. Today, the hospitality industry, travel and tourism, lot of professional manpower requires nowadays. As sir also said, ma'am also said, that yes, some people, they studied for degree, some people, they are having the inborn skills, okay? If I am asking one student that, tell me some specialized about the tour manager, what a tour manager do, or how you will manage a tour. Maybe he or she cannot explain in the class. But when I am giving them practical, they are managing it properly. Why? Because it's a skill. Okay, they have that skill, how to manage. Okay, this nowadays, the universities, the colleges across the country, they are having this specialized course, travel and tourism, bachelor degree travel and tourism, masters in travel and tourism. Even nowadays, we have PhD in tourism. I have done my PhD in tourism. मेरा 3 डिग्री सारा tourism में है, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD. Okay, so that nowadays it is so much of very much highly emphasized. See, India is having now 6% of GDP in tourism. Okay, in the worldwide it is 10%. 40 million jobs are creating in India, specialized in travel and hospitality industry. Nowadays, if I talk about Assam, if I talk about Northeast, earlier people used to very much they are shocked that where is Northeast, where is Assam. Today, people are coming to Assam and Northeast to explore the places. Why? Because infrastructure is increasing. The travel and tourism courses are adopting by the universities, the colleges. Okay, and one more thing is very important. Travel and tourism and hospitality industry, we believe 30% should be bookish knowledge and rest of the 70% is practical. Why? Because we have to offer our hospitality to our guest. Okay, Atiti Devo Bhava, which is the tagline of Indian hospitality industry. Okay, that particular, today you can see how much jobs are creating in the new international airport of Guwahati. That's the new international airport came up. Some more 5-star hotels are coming in Guwahati, in other parts of the Northeast, in Kaziranga National Park. Okay, there is a very recent news. Yesterday, the Kaziranga National Park has been closed, and after receiving 4.7 lakhs tourists this time, which is the record-breaking tourist inflow to Kaziranga National Park. The local people of that Kaziranga, local people of Manas National Park, the local people of Povitra Wildlife Sanctuary, they are very much happy with the tourist inflow because they are earning. Okay, see, this is a direct and indirect industry. Today, university, we are there to prepare you as in the travel and tourism industry, hospitality, five-star hotels and all these things. But the thing is that how you will practically adopting this particular degree. Otherwise, I'm telling you, in the panel one, there was one delegate from Thailand. She was also telling that in Thailand, it is very much the hospitality education is very, very important over there. And in India also, now we are having this tourism and hospitality aviation. We have bunch of courses, we have bunch of, even in our university, we always believe that we should prepare the students practically because it's a totally 70% practical based industry. Okay? How to serve, how to think, and one more thing, to build up a practical thing, nowadays, a Ministry of Tourism, they have come up with a new scope in the universities called as Yuva Tourism Club, YTC. Yuva Tourism Club is such a club that prepares students, those who are not from even tourism background also, they can be a member and they can learn how is the tourism and hospitality they are working. Okay, today I may be the direct employee. Today a tour operator may be a direct employee. Travel agency, airports, these are direct employee. But one person who is selling a cup of tea and coffee, Maggie, at 17,000 feet above main sea level in Khardungla Pass in Kashmir, that person is also earning money through tourism. Okay, so this is a total chain. If you are really interested in this sector, believe me, one of the very dynamic industry, we are having this particular thing. And travel and tourism industry, today I have completed almost 10 to 12 years in travel and tourism industry. One of my best decision it was that I came to this particular sector. And this is so much a booming sector today. Assam and Northeast are offering wide ranges of travel and tourism, hospitality, aviation sector courses so that you can pursue and you can make a good career in this particular sector. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That really shows how valued practical exposure and real-world experience just matters a lot. And this is something with all the career consultants who work for abroad education probably will agree with me that we, when suggest students for internships or a practical exposure, we ask them to join that particular field before actually jumping and deciding their degrees. Because sometimes there is seen that if once a student may say that I like science, or I like botany, and once when they get a real exposure, they come out of it and say that this is not my cup of tea. So this is something that you should do. Before we move to the last and the final panelist, a very gorgeous lady sitting, right? She never aged. And that too, with that, I'll definitely introduce her in a very different way because she has some personal connections to me also. But I'll take a time to introduce you, ma'am. I'll keep you waiting for at least 5-10 minutes more. And I'll take this special movement because I want to share something very personal to me, because when it comes down to communication, it is not only professional thing that I have chosen, but it is very personal to me at this sense. Because when we speak about confidence, leadership, counseling, communication, or emotional growth, I just connect with these ideas much more in an emotional level rather than a professional level. If someone of you have met me at least 15 years ago, nobody will have been tell me that I could be a confident leader standing here or holding corporate with more than 50 years of men working down the line. But now that shy student has taken up that responsibility, and that all thing goes to somebody who has transformed me completely. A shy student who will barely spoke, somebody who was very comfortable sitting in the last bench, barely will raise the hand. Even for attendance, it becomes very difficult for me to raise my hand. And in that time, there were things where assemblies, corridors, and all these things become hectic for me. And today, that identity that life has given to me to speak in stages where profession of mine totally revolves around speaking or interacting with guardians, students across the globe, this has become my identity. And I'm thankful that I have got this identity because of some very good people in my life. And to be very honest, transformation like this does not happen alone. That happens because certain people see the strength that you see in yourself before you could actually identify in. And for me, that journey began in the APS Bashishta, that is Army Public School Bashishta. That school did not just taught me about subjects. It built a personality, it nurtured the confidence, it created the leader like me. Somewhere within the classrooms, assemblies, competitions, or the corridors, that shy guy who used to be very shy, even very scared to speak a word, started finding the voice. But every student needs someone who can handle her and make her cross that road. And for me, that direction came in my life basically because of one person or one mentor to whom I owe this life. None other than Dr. Ankita Goswami. Ma'am, to call her as my mentor will be a very small word for me because she's more than that. She has been my mother. Before I could speak, she will hear me out. And the leadership skills that was somewhere built in school, she is the only person who have shaped it, who has guided it, and who has nurtured it so far. So I don't think that a teacher can't be a mother. A mentor can't be a mother. A mentor is a mother sitting next here. And then this influence took, or it gets shaped up, basically because of this lovely lady sitting here who taught me how to speak. The chapter of communication that she taught us during Mind India times, that helped me a lot, ma'am. Thank you so much for this personal lessons that you have taken within those four walls, but that actually shaped me to my life. So she doesn't need any special introduction or something like that, but something which is very powerful in today's world, that is communication. Right words can set or break our life. Fancy English is not the need of hour, but it is basically how you understand each other's communication, be it verbal or non-verbal, helps a lot to survive in this generation. So before I officially introduce ma'am to the world, I would like to take the step or this opportunity from Byatikram personally, because I want to thank Army Public School Bashishta, even though the principal or the care is not there, but I hope this voice reached to them. To my mother, come mentor, Dr. Ankita Goswami, and definitely to Loya ma'am for helping me to find who I am today. I'm very much thankful for all that you have done. Thank you, ma'am. Because I believe sometimes greatest gift a teacher could give to a student is a belief. And they implemented that belief in me before I could believe in myself. And with that, let me welcome you, with someone very special, Ms. Loya Agarwala, who is a counselor and a PD consultant, managing partner of UCAN Center. There is a case study that has been in hype for last couple of months. There was an NYU graduate who has more than 50 plus certificate. When I mean NYU, it is New York University in US. That student has 3.59 CGPA out of 4, 50 plus certifications, 20 plus internships. She was a graduate in the field of computer science and AI, which is a need of hour. Despite having all these extracurriculars, so good in terms of academics, multiple internship, still when she went for job, she was not able to find a job. Any guess why she was not able to find a job? Very true. So that was in a market study that we have studied. We have seen in LinkedIn, and that has been in hype for so many years now. Today's education is focusing enough on communication and the right life skills. Do you think today's education is focusing on communication and life skills? No. So how many of you think yes and how many of you think no? Because ma'am will clarify it. How many of you think yes? Today's education is giving you life skills, communication knowledge in your textbooks and in your classrooms. How many of you think yes? Only 3 girls. All are no. This is a case study for Loya ma'am then. So ma'am, regarding that girl who had so many qualifications despite not having to find a job in high-tech industries in the US also, how do you think that students feel when communication skills does not matters more than marks?
That's the $64 million question. Before I begin, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Loya Agarwala, a psychological counselor for the last 22 years, based in Guwahati. I am one of the products of a UK education. I was born and brought up in England. That's why I speak fancy English. But
That was never
but I
fancy,
can't help this. This is the way I speak. But I have come back to India. I'm utilizing the skills that I have learned abroad and applying them to the career that I love so much. And this is my passion, and it has brought me here to India, and I do feel fulfilled as a human being. So that's my first lesson, I think, that I'd like to say to all of you, is that yes, you have to follow your heart, but in this ever-changing world of education, we have to keep pace with what's going on around us. The world now is highly digitally driven, and AI skills and IT skills are now the norm. The generations that we have gone through are not equipped to deal with this fast-pacing world, and neither are the present generation equipped to deal with the social skills that we had when we were growing up. So let's just quickly take a look back into the generations. Let me start back with the baby boomers that first came along in 1946 to 1964. I don't know if there's anyone here from the baby booming generation, but after that came along Gen X. I am proudly a Gen X, but in my generation, we did not use internet. We did not have all the things that you have right now. So our brains functioned differently. We could not multitask. We couldn't do so many things that all of you can do. We didn't live in a data-based world and not a fast world. Of course, after that came the millennials. The millennials, they were at the transition between the internet world and the world that we lived in. They were the ones that saw the new things, audio cassettes that now turned into CDs, and they saw the transition. So they were a little bit of both. But after that came Gen Z. And following Gen Z, very recently, we've just finished Gen Alpha last year, 2025. And 2026 onwards are Gen Beta. Right, so these are the generations now that are in the spotlight, your generation. And it is known that you are becoming to be known as the snowflake generation. The generation that melts easily, that lacks the social skills, lacks emotional intelligence, lacks emotional resilience, lacks adaptability, and all of these skills that are so needed in this fast-driven world. So as responsible citizens of Gen X, we have a responsibility to instill these skills in you, to make you understand that along with technology, it must coexist with a world that is focused on core values, core skills, and most importantly, emotional skills. So today I sit here from the perspective of a mental health specialist who would like to share with you the importance of imbibing these skills along with everything else that you're learning. And coming back to your question, yes, communication is important because now the Gen X and the Gen Z are becoming very lonely individuals. They've lost the skills of socialization because many of them are spending time behind the screen. So it's time to bring these skills up to the forefront, to introduce them to the world of education where they can be part of the curriculum, inculcated as part of the curriculum so that the new generation can coexist with both of these skills side by side and become proper, competent, confident individuals of the future. And that is what we hope that these conclaves will end up doing. So thank you for listening for that.
I think that was one of the most important points of today's discussion, because degrees may open your doors, but the communication skills, the confidence, the emotional intelligence, and the resilience that you develop will help you to survive in this world. Before we move ahead, how many of you think that AI will take away the job market, or AI will become your best friend? Because we have seen nowadays, oh, boys, AI will take away the jobs. AI will be your best friend. Yeah, that's very true. You put a prompt to ChatGPT, asks, I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? And ChatGPT becomes your intimate friend, like, okay, you're not happy, don't worry, be relaxed. Start giving you all the prompts and cons, right? There are lots of internet memes or videos also where you start asking that AI, you start treating AI as your girlfriends or boyfriends, right? Yes or no? The smile speaks a lot. So AI, generative AI is obviously the need of hour, but at the same time, getting totally dependent on AI, you will lose your mental health also. So you also have to be in a balanced way, that using social media or social circle in physical and inside the house is totally a different thing. So there is a common discussion that before we wrap it up, I'd like all of you to answer, any one of you, whoever is inclined to do it. Do you think that in today's generation, students does not feel the pressure? Since AI has taken up the responsibilities, they have very limited pressure of being studying or being good in their work, like what we used to, because our mother, our teachers used to be behind us. They have to achieve this much of marks or score this much and all that thing. So they think in the coming 5 years down the line from now, the trend will move somewhere where they will be not much pressurized in terms of marks, because the job market is growing abundantly in every sector. Rather, they will be very much pressurized into feeling lonely, emotionally abundant and all that thing, which is true. Yes, sir.
Good question indeed. It's on AI. When we talk about AI, what exactly we refer to? Some platforms, some of the apps, or some platforms. Can you name few? Any audience who are saying that AI is my best friend?
The voice.
Voice, please.
Louder.
Okay, then another one. Okay, then keep on going.
ChatGPT, Claude,
You can use also.
Gemini.
Gemini, okay, ChatGPT. Which are most which are the apps or which are the platforms that are mostly used nowadays in India in particular? One is ChatGPT, second one is Gemini, right?
Gemini.
So who uses Gemini and ChatGPT? Please raise your hands.
Everyone.
Almost everybody. That's a good thing. Means why I'm asking you these questions, you know? See now, this is the level of communication, and this is the importance of communication. I wanted to show you. You were all sleeping, right? We were discussing like anything, many of the things that we were referring to, right? From communication skills, then AI, then tourism, many of us. But it is exactly what? Communication. And communication is always a two-way process. Communication cannot be single-handedly held by that. I will say something, you will nod your head like this is communication. It is not. So communication should be always in a two-way process. But when our moderator has said that AI or this entire changing world, or revolving world will, means that will help to create jobs as well, and that will have some impact on loss of some jobs as well, right? So now, whenever you use Gemini or ChatGPT, You have asked for some questions in Gemini, you have put in one line. In the end, you might see that there is a kind of a terms and conditions apply now when you have free clothes, whenever you have free offers. They also write that Gemini or AI can do mistakes.
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
checked that?
Yes.
Anyone, have you checked that? Okay, then it is okay. So now, it is not AI how you use it. It is on AI and the use of tools, how judiciously you are using it and how important you are. And then another most important thing that you should notice and you should always observe while using AI is your prompt, what you are asking for. Exactly. You leave about AI. You go and ask your name in Google. Huh? Just send your name in Google, write it down. There will number of things. 3, 4, 5 things will come up one by one. Based on informations there, those are there in the web, right? So now, how much authentic those data were, you will know. Why? Because you know yourself. You know your education qualification, you know your date of birth and everything. That will help you. So this is the thing, how AI should be used. It is the use of judicious AI, not only the use of AI. That I will prefer. Thank you.
Anyone else from?
A simple thing. Everyone is using AI nowadays. Even we all are using. But the most disadvantage of nowadays the AI is happening that it is reducing the analytical and critical thinking.
True.
Okay. Since we are from academic background, so nowadays we have seen that when we are giving some projects to students, okay, you know, won't believe that they are applying the chat GPT to get the title. Okay, they are applying chat GPT, having the analysis. It is easily can be caught. Okay, so when you are using AI, no worries. AI we all use, but don't make it a habit. Okay, because tomorrow when you are doing something research, if we are all the time using AI, ChatGPT, then what is the use of research? There will be no research. Nowadays, even I can see that many PhD scholars, those who are doing PhD, they are using AI. They are using that's why nowadays universities are coming with strict compliance UGC that AI should be 0%.
Yes.
Okay, your similarity index should be less than 10%. If it is catched, lot of PhD degrees has been cancelled few days ago, just because of this kind of things. Okay, see today also when I am learning AI, when I am doing ChatGPT, even I also use sometimes ChatGPT, but it should be a reference, it should be a source. Okay, I cannot directly trust ChatGPT or AI. कभी कभी मैं खुद भूल जाता हूँ कि ChatGPT बोल के एक चीज़ है. It should be a habit. Okay, always do, first you do analysis yourself. First you do the research. First you do primary data. सब कुछ अगर AI से निकालोगे तो primary data बचा क्या रहेगा? There will be no primary data. Only the thing is that AI is a positive thing. AI is becoming easier to our daily work. AI is helping us to create some new things or new titles, new objectives and all these things. But we should be very careful when we are using ChatGPT or this kind of AI or any kind of sources, okay? Use it, but don't make it a habit of it, okay? Thank you.
I'll just make an addition to the point which Sir just said. So when I was in school, when I was in college, when I was doing my education, I was never the book reading type person. I still am. Trust me, I do not read books. My sister is the opposite. She has a huge collection of books, reads it on a tab everywhere. So when I went to college, when I went for my master's, so we had group discussions on a regular basis. Like every week we had like one group discussion, and we were given books. So right now in today's world, it's quite easy. Just put the title of the book online, you'll get the analysis. What something which I did that time, which was helpful, because in the group discussion, I was the person who was creating the presentation. I used to study my one chapter and I used to distribute them. मैं काम ज़्यादा कर रहा हूँ अपना chapter में, आप लोग एक काम करो, आप लोग दो chapter करके पढ़ो. So 5 of us, so they shared it amongst themselves. End of the day, they used to give me the main critical points which had to be go on the presentation, power to the point. So you're just giving that. So that time was a very important time for me to go through those points, and I got an idea of what the other chapters was, what AI is doing right now. See, AI is there to help you, but you all also have to understand what Sir just said is the correct thing. You have to do your own research work. AI can assist you further, but if you do not know what's going on, AI will just confuse you more, and in the long run, you'll be caught. So that's the way. And in the main thing in education, in the way how things are going forward, it's always important to learn, unlearn, and relearn. AI will be there to assist you. AI might take away some jobs, will obviously add many more jobs in the market. But it is up to you, how do you use AI to your benefit and how you help the world while using AI. We have people in my office also who are like people who do not speak properly or can't write a mail previously, like 2 years back. Right now they're writing beautiful mails. I'm laughing at the back of my desk when I read these mails. But then again, hats off to them. They're actually using AI for something. But then again, there are other people like a content writer. They are using AI to write the scripts. When I'm going through the content, I'm also finding it something is weird out there. It's the same way AI is helping you on AI on Google. You just go and search, check if this text is a AI generated text or it's a normal text. 97% match AI.
Yeah.
Those things in the long run, it won't sell. So that's the way how you have to use AI. Be smart and think about it and use it properly.
I also feel compelled to say that when it comes to mental health, don't depend on ChatGPT or any of these AI agents. It's not the same thing. Okay, a counselor or a mental health specialist will take you through regression, will take a completely different route on how to see what really is the problem. But ChatGPT can't do that. It'll just give you techniques and exercises of what you need to do, but it doesn't get to the root of the problem. So yes, you can talk to them about things on the surface level, but when it comes to real mental health, you really should see a mental health specialist, a mental health professional to help you through with your mental health issues.
I would just add one sentence that here we as educators can play an important role. We as teachers or educators teaching students digital judgment. That is which AI tool to use, which not to use, how much to use, time limit, when to switch it off. So here we can play an important role. See, students, ChatGPT can give you the answer, but do you know how to frame the right question to get that correct answer? That we educators or teachers will have to teach you. Because sometimes you will find you are not getting the right answer. Because we teachers, when we check the answer scripts, as ma'am has said, whatever answer is given, we can make it out, whatever is plagiarized or copied. So we as educators play an important role in teaching students the right use of AI. Thank you.
Very well said, and that is the major reason that sometimes when an abroad education is filed, it goes to an ATS scanning. That means if 70%, more than 30% of AI is detected in that application form, that form will even not pass the ATS scanning, and that application is rejected on the very first ground level. So that's the reason why most of the time students face rejection from top universities across the globe. That should be implemented in Indian universities also, I guess. That will help most of us because students are highly dependent on AI. And it's very true that giving a correct prompt helps you. Because once when you start using ChatGPT repeatedly, it becomes like in terms of your partner. They knows how you will react to a particular question or an answer. So with that, we come to the end of this entire discussion that we had. But one thing from this discussion is very clear, that future belongs not necessarily to people who knows the most. It belongs to somebody who can learn, who can relearn, and who can evolve at the same time, adapt continuously. Education is no longer limited to the textbooks and curriculums now. It must prepare students to think, innovate, communicate, collaborate, and most importantly, remain human beings in this digital world. So to all the students present here, your future will not be only decided by the marks that you scores, but something beyond that, your curiosity, your communication, your mindset, your resilience, your skills, and the willingness to keep on learning. So with that, we come to the end of this session for the future, the innovations and the approaches. Thank you to the esteemed panelists that we have. Thank you to the owners, Byatikram, who have organized this entire educational conclave, along with Times of India. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Disha.
Thank you to our eminent panelists and to our moderator for enriching future-focused discussion. So now I would request Mr. Amarish Roy, our advisor to the Byatikram Group, to kindly come up for the felicitation. And I would request Dr. Sauman Bharatiya also to felicitate our eminent panelists and our moderator.